Spend the morning with me on the cattle team. In the early mornings on the farm at around 7:30, all the teams get to their tasks of the day, and we drive through to the first herd and then through to the second herd. We've got two separate herds for two separate farmers. Both are done regeneratively though, and work on rotational grazing and a whole bunch of other interesting things about regenerative farming. An interesting fact about cattle, though, something I learnt on this day, is that a cow is only called a cow once she's had her first calf, and before that she's called a heifer. Not bulls, bulls are different, but a heifer is a cow that hasn't had a calf yet. So only after the lady produces a baby is she called a cow. But yeah, we do our checks and then we get to our tasks of the day. This is a free choice mineral system, and it is so good for the cows because instead of forcing every cow to eat the same ration, the animals self-select what their bodies need, adjust intake based on pasture quality. So sometimes like where they are, what pasture they are on is lacking in certain minerals, and so they can come and sniff out the minerals that they need. And it balances deficiencies naturally. It's such an awesome system. There's things like magnesium, salt, phosphorus, kelp, probably like an activated charcoal. I will do a better video on the mineral lick pad. And then we usually at this time is ready for the cows and the bulls, so the cattle, to move over to their new grazing section for the day. We do this 3 times a day, so we move them 3 times. But this is their first move into their new patch of grass to eat. And we move their water and their mineral lick pad with them. Once we move them, we need to pick up the electric fencing. Thankfully, we can switch this on and off. So we end up rolling it all up where they've come from. And then we will set this up in front of their third paddock. So then then we pick up the poles that the fences are connected to. It's what makes the electricity flow. And we basically just prepare the next paddock for them. So a lot of what I've come to realize about keeping the cattle on a rotational grazing system is it's a lot of making and breaking camps. So the simpler the system that you have installed, the better. Another part of setting up camps and breaking down camps is picking up sprinklers. Thankfully, there's an irrigation team as well. So they will come and collect the sprinklers that we pick up and keep them safe for the time being. And once the cattle move over to their next following paddocks, then the irrigation team comes back and puts the sprinklers back in so that the pastures can continue to get watered, because even though there are rains, there's not water all the time, especially in our hot summers. So we've got some really good systems in place, and the fields are just looking so healthy. There's finally some winter grass coming out. The summer grass is going to be eaten now by the cattle as they transfer to their but yeah, here is us moving the cattle to their next paddock to enjoy the grass that is actually greener on the other side because they've chomped down all of the grass on this side. And here's a naughty little baby calf not working with us. We've got a really strong cattle team, and it's just so exciting to be learning with them every day. And this is actually the separate herd. This is the second herd, sorry. And also just doing our checks and checking the mineral lick pad, making sure that all the cattle are okay, and then we move them over to their first new camp of the day, and we rotate them not on a strict calendar or like a strict timeline, more so when we can see that they've eaten all that's there.
You are beautiful. You want it? Hello, Momo. Hi, Momo.
But yeah, that kind of sums up a lot of the important tasks on the farm. In a nutshell, truly, it's a lot of walking and it's a lot of stuff, cool stuff.